My name is Amata, and in this Red Gaming Tech video I am here with the latest from the tech world from the last 24 or so hours as per usual. So what do I have for you today? Well, first of all, Paul is back from Norway tomorrow, so while I doubt he's going to be in any fit state to do videos tomorrow, it does mean he of course will be back doing his share of the videos as always. I'm sure some of you have missed him and his Threadripper, so regardless, I have for you today something from SK Hynix, as well as a very interesting announcement regarding mining and Micro Center, and finally something from Data, whose username I probably just butchered, so please forgive me, regarding Threadripper and Epic. So let's begin things with SK Hynix, shall we? So basically what they have for us today is that they have added to its product catalogue, a single die 16GB DDR4 memory chip, which should be in itself enabling a twofold increase in maximum memory capacity per single DIMM. So basically we're going to have chips with the same capacity with fewer memory semiconductor dies, and due to the increase in storage density, also increase maximum memory capacity on the same memory die populations as before. And you might go, okay, that's real nice, but what does that actually mean in terms of real-world benefits? Well, those benefits are lower power consumption, of course, due to the reduced number of memory dies to actually power, and also, well, this might not apply to you all, but very much will apply to the top tier of the server market, is the possibility of putting together, say, dual-ranked 64GB models or quad-ranked 228GB LR DIMMs or something like that. So basically, theoretically, we could see an increase in the maximum amount of memory server platforms could actually handle, so this could be really cool for Epic systems, and obviously what Intel are doing with the server market as well. So this isn't really for you or I, but it still is interesting, and it is fascinating to watch the improvements in memory, even if we won't see a lot of it, but even if some of the ideas eventually trickle down to us, or even if it doesn't, it's still interesting to watch nonetheless. I find it fascinating, even if it isn't really meant for me or for you, of course. However, let's move on to Micro Center, shall we? And this, strangely enough, is to do with cryptocurrency and, of course, the huge increase of prices on graphics card that we have seen due to the interest in mining. So you might say, okay, how do those things actually connect to each other? Well, they've actually implemented a very interesting policy in the last week that is specifically designed to basically prioritize gamers or people who are building a gaming PC. They published a note to customers which basically said that they are limiting its quantities, and, well, to be honest, it's probably best to let them speak for themselves, as they did issue a statement to Polygon. Now they said, quote, "Our foremost goal is to serve our core customers and ensure that Micro Center has enough graphics cards for our customers in the build your own and gaming market segments. We have put internal policies in effect to help safeguard our graphics inventory so that we do not sell all of our inventory to cryptocurrency miners." So how have they actually done this, or how are they doing this, to be more exact? Well, the first thing they've done, it might seem kind of counterintuitive to this, but bear with me, they've actually raised GPU prices to be in line, on their website this is of course, with retailers like Amazon and Newegg and so on. So basically, you cannot go on Micro Center's website and get it cheaper than Amazon. It's going to be the same price as there. However, Micro Center went on to say, and this is the important part, that they are going to be discounts for, quote, "in-store bundled components to reach a final price at well below the market, and to see a store manager to receive our best price." So the TLDR of this is basically you must purchase the graphics card along with several other core components, say, CPU, RAM, power supply, motherboard, and so on. So all that stuff to make it clear, hey, I'm not just buying this graphics card because I want to mine, I'm buying this because I'm building a gaming PC. And you must also, get approval from an in-store manager. Now, there are seemingly different discounts for different cards, according to a report from PC Gamer, who actually went to the trouble of calling up various Micro Center stores and asking them what the deal was. But they basically said that while it does vary based upon the card, it will be MSRP or close to MSRP. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get any details on specific discounts at the time of recording, but it is still nice that they're doing this. You might say, oh, this kind of sucks though for people who don't live near a Micro Center store. But what's actually kind of cool is that, again, when PC Gamer was speaking to the Micro Center guys actually in the stores, it might actually be possible to, you know, go through this online store and get the discount approved there, but you'd have to pay first and then call in like, hey, blah, 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 and they might be able to do that for you. They're not promising that. No one's promising that, certainly not me, but it's definitely a possibility, at least according to what PC Gamer has said. And of course, I will include a link to both Polygon's and PC Gamer's article on this, as it is extremely interesting. So basically, the TLDR again of this is you walk into a store, you buy yourself a graphics card, you buy yourself a CPU, you buy yourself a power supply, whatever it happens to be, and the store manager will approve a discount that will bring it at least closer to MSRP than it is at the moment, because obviously prices are insanely inflated right now. So obviously if you just need a graphics card, this is a bit of a bummer that you can't, obviously take advantage of this. But if you're looking to do a massive upgrade or whatever, if your PC is quite old or you're just joining PC gaming, this actually makes the bill a lot less like, oh my god, here's my kidney, basically. Whereas you can go here and buy your components and get yourself a discount because they've decided, hey, we want to make sure that not all of our graphics cards are going to cryptocurrency miners. How do we do this? And they've come up with this system. Obviously it's not perfect, but I think it's a pretty damn good system, and it is actually better for the consumer, obviously, if they were planning on buying all that stuff to begin with. It doesn't really apply if you're only needing a graphics card, but obviously beyond like limiting per person purchases and that sort of thing, it's not really a huge amount retailers can do, because obviously you can't interrogate someone about why they're buying a graphics card, and they could obviously just say that they're using it for gaming when they're not. So it's limiting per person, 2 per person I think is reasonable, and there's stuff like this, and I just like that Micro Center have done this. It's just such a cool thing to do for consumers. Obviously it doesn't really help people outside of the US very much, but the US is obviously a huge segment of the market, so it's still nice to see nonetheless. What's also interesting is that there's also a Reddit thread going on in r/builder PC sales, and there's some users in that thread, and again that will be linked below. They've actually claimed that they've got the discount without buying a full rig. Does that mean they've got other components alongside it? Yes, probably. But it's obviously hard to say, and obviously this is a Reddit thread, so do take the comments there with a pinch of salt. But go give it a look-see. But regardless of the pedantism of that, it is still a really nice gesture that they've done this. And it's just nice to see that a retailer is making efforts to kind of ease things a little bit, because obviously the prices of graphics cards at the moment are nothing short of insane. So all we can really do is obviously hope that things ease off, the popularity of cryptocurrency reaches a plateau or some other nonsense, but for the moment it's just not looking like there's any relief in sight apart from small gestures like this. So yeah. Now our final segment is a very quick one, but it does follow on from something quite interesting, as there's a new video from Data which basically concludes whether or not Threadripper is epic. You might recall that he was the one that kind of set the rumour mill aflame a few months ago when he did his Threadripper delid, and basically said, hey, it's possible that, Threadripper was epic, but that was obviously rebutted by AMD's James Pryor. But now he has done an insanely deep dive into this, and I will link his video below because it's crazy. But the TLDR of it is, his findings is that Threadripper is not epic, but go and watch his video, because you need to see how he did this. Is actually mental, and it's really well done as well. So his video is linked below. It's great. Go give him a look-see. He went to an insane amount of work to do this, I think. So, yeah. Definitely deserves some love. Thank you very much for watching, though, guys. As I said, Paul will be back from Norway tomorrow. I highly doubt he'll be doing any videos. However, he will be back doing stuff probably next week. So, be sure to show him your love in the comments and all that. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.